From a reading of The Five Minds by Howard Gardner, I've learned that there are three minds that most deeply resonate with me, and they would be the synthesizing mind, the creative mind, and the one that he talks about, the first or second, the discipline mind. And they not only resonate with me, but I've realized through the reading that they are the three minds that I'm most interested in perfecting and maintaining for my own life and the work that I hope to do. I can't nearly even begin to claim myself as a synthesizer, but definitely I find that Gardner talks about certain aspects of the synthesizing mind that I can definitely relate to, and how certain synthesizers see patterns in a myriad of different ways, and the one that stands out most to me is definitely the metaphorical approach and seeing patterns in that way. And I definitely know from the way that I take in information and ingrain it, I tend to explain it or synthesize my own plans for myself in metaphors and based on things that I've learned before or thematic events that I've heard in my past. Moving forward to the creative mind, it's definitely an approach that I'm very I can relate to very much. I've actually had a conversation with someone earlier about how the way I think is almost artistic in a way, and that it's different from many other approaches. And kind of looking over this chapter reminded me of that conversation and trying to develop the creative mind more, because I feel like of the three that I'm going to talk about, it's one of the more lacking ones. But it's definitely something that Gardner talks about during the creating mind that reminded me of my circumstance, was the kind of the contrast between the synthesizer and the creator, and I think that it definitely describes me. He says, the synthesizer seeks order, equilibrium, closure, and the creator is motivated by uncertainty, surprise, continual challenge, and disequilibrium. And that kind of leads to someone who tries to have both. Gardner states, for someone who tries to have both, that can lead to them presenting others with their plans, and sometimes those plans being half-baked ideas that aren't as clear to the person being told the ideas. And I know for a fact that that's very true when I try to talk about what I'd like to do with other people or different approaches that I'd like to take. So how I can perfect that and make certain that my ideas are much more clear and concise is to incorporate the last of the minds, which is the discipline one. And Gardner specifically talks about that, which is, the importance of having one discipline, but using multiple intelligences to work with it and be able to tackle a greater amount of issues and topics. So those again are the three, and in my description of those three, I think I've discussed sort of what I've learned about myself through them. In the future, I hope to use these different approaches not only to benefit myself academically, but to really find the discipline and the maturity to take on more responsibility and do the most effective job that I can. I think that it's important for people to read a book like this because it definitely breaks down the different ways of thinking, and for someone who is more confused about where they might fall or what types of thinking they'd like to perfect, it's definitely a good way for them to visualize and see it actually on book form. So this is definitely not the end of my journey to kind of balance different ways of thinking, but this is definitely a good start. So thanks to Howard Gardner.